Hey guys, Brent Hull, Wednesday design video. Today I took a kind of a plan. I had a company that sent me a bunch of plans that were rendered up offering, hey, these would be great entry-level houses. The problem with all of them is that they are so busy, so crazy. And so I find it a problem with a lot of new houses that they have all this stuff going on and they really just need to calm down. Check out what I did on this house. Let me know what you think. I think I've simplified it. I think I've probably saved money, and you can get someone with a much better story if you know the historic precedent and know how to pull that stuff together. Okay guys, we got a house here that we're fixing. What's happened is, and this is true with a lot of house plans, is that there's an effort from the builder, the plan designer, to create more interest on the house. And so you see this gable end, okay, they got this split gable end. I've discovered in this thing is just the grossest thing that they do, where they have a gable end, pretty gable end, but then they kick this out, and then which means that this piece here kicks out, and not only does it kick out, but they've added a shed roof, right? So they've changed materials, the siding colors, and they've got this little gable end detail. But everywhere you look, something is going on. We've got a bump up here, okay, I can't figure out why. And then you got a dormer above that, right? And then over here, you've got another dormer, right? And so paired windows everywhere. And then the doors kind of sunk back here under a porch with these arches. Now, what I did was simplify, because if you think like, what does this house want to be? It wants to be a vernacular farmhouse kind of simple house, right? And so I've just simplified it. Take a breath. It's not as busy, right? And so the double gable in here, I just went back to a single. I didn't pair the windows. I put 3 windows in there, simplified it. There is a precedent for changing materials like siding to like a shingle. And so that's very appropriate. If you're going to do that kind of, Victorian Gothic carpenter style, right? Which is what they're hinting at here with those little end pieces. Let's do a pretty one, right? Let's do with chamfered edges and a little turn finial and things like that. So one thing I definitely did was, if you're building this kind of house, the front porch is really important. And so they've got, this kind of arch, and then they've got these very small, 4x4 posts and nothing else, right? So they just got 2 posts in here. And what you'll see I did was I've created a porch that has a little bit more interest, and I've done that by building a little entablature that this roof goes over, and then I've separated the columns, given them a little bit more heft. And one of the things people don't do is that engaged column on the end, on the side, which is called a pilaster. And you'll notice that I've got a little half column in here, a little pilaster where it engages the wall. If visually and structurally this is supposed to carry the porch, having that engaged column strengthens the porch, right? The other thing is that the number of columns is that 3, okay, spaces in here, 1, 2, 3, 4 columns means that you center it up and give it kind of a better balance, right? The door is off center, it's over here, that's appropriate. There's a historic precedent for that. The stairs and everything else down there direct your eye. You could put a railing here if you wanted, but going from this porch where there's 2 columns and these large arches to this one, which is just simpler and more appropriate, I think helps. But remember the spacing. If I put 5 columns in here, right, if I got 1, 2, 3, there's not a center point, there's not anything, and you'll see that I've moved the windows around to kind of build into, this organization that looks more appropriate and better. As far as this dormer window upstairs, I've gone with a really small light. Got all double hungs down here. Got these casements that swing out, very small lights, very appropriate to that period where they wouldn't want to spend a lot of money on glass. They would have used a cheaper window into that upstairs space. I've simplified the roof lines. You see, if you look back up here where that other roof line kicked up. And in general, I've simplified the house, right? I've just calmed it down. It's like the kid in high school that wants all the attention and keeps talking too much and just says too much and wears weird clothes, and that's what this is. It's a house that just talks too much. And so we're gonna simplify it. We're gonna give it assurance. I've got 2/2 windows here, taller ones in this section, and then hinted at maybe that there was an addition or a change in the 1900s, 1920s. So we've got a more arts and craftsy window here and over here. So simplify the plan, simplify the details, and I think this house is much more confident and calm and something that you'd want to live in. Okay guys, what did you think? Fixing, right, the new housing conundrum where low budget, why can't we get good design? Something actually we're working on here. We got a secret project we're trying to play around with, but improving beauty, improving quality, improving the narrative and the story. I'm Brent Hull, thanks for watching.